Hello, this is Annette Stanton. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I have a question for you. Something a little bit different that I asked my client this morning. And the question was, what is your relationship with your email inbox? And she said, oh, that's an interesting question. She said, well, it's one of those things that you have to do. And, I always feel stressed because there's so many different priorities for me to attend to. Looking at, she'd already had a system in which area she had to look at, CEO, COO, CFO category, down to her leadership team category, those sorts of things. So, I would like to invite you to create, notice the creation that works for you when it comes to you setting up your inbox. And even before you approach the inbox, if you're feeling angst and heavy and, this is going to be hard work and how much more work do I have to do if I open this and there's something else for me to do, to delegate, to allocate, whatever the case might be for you, then even before you start looking at the inbox, you're going to be in a world of hurt, pretty much. Okay. So what I invited my client to do was, what if you were to, look at your inbox in a creative way? Let's call it creative play. Very different to a lot of the inbox time management. How do you manage, your own allocation of yes, as she said to me, well, I know I've been told, this is what you have to do, and I've been there, done that, set a time aside each throughout the day to check your inbox and then when to respond and who to respond to. She said, it's just not working for me anymore. So I said, well, what if you've evolved? What if there's a new way of doing it, and that way served you back then? And, today there's a new way that works for you, but you might not have found it yet. But if you were able to come from a different mindset based on creative play, and then she said, yeah, if I go gently, because she's noticed as a leader, she's going more gently into her leadership style with compassion, with empathy, really creating a space. And I said, well, what if you could create that same relationship with your inbox, around your emails? What would that look like? What would that feel like? She said, oh, very different, freeing, inviting, So there's no one style fits all is the message here today. And if what worked for you before is no longer working for you, and what she realised was that she was making herself wrong because she wasn't being as disciplined as what she used to be. So hear the tone of voice even, right? Where she's evolved as a leader, and in her leadership style and her management style has so changed now, which means that her way of discipline, routine, management of her administrative style has also changed, right? So it's really important to go within and give yourself that space and give yourself that full permission to play and create a way that works for you. And you'll only do that by listening into the hunches, listening into, as she said to me, she said, previously I had it all sorted into, allocation, CEO, CFO, COO, all those areas, right? She said, but something different is calling me. I said, well, what's that? And she said, I'd like to do it based on a timely fashion of, well, what's the latest, Now, that, as she said that, well, that makes simple sense, doesn't it? But what had happened was she realised she was so stuck on something that she had learned a few years ago, which had worked for her back then on how to time manage her inbox, which was not calling her now, not working for her now, right? And as I said, she was being hard on herself because she thought she wasn't being disciplined and in a routine and being professional, when it wasn't the case at all. It was just a new creative way that was trying to talk to her, but she kept pushing it aside. I said, well, let's play with this. Give yourself that space, that going gently that you're talking about, so that you can listen in to what your intuitive voice is telling you on how you want to create your administrative leadership style now for yourself. And she felt so much more a freedom. She said, I said, well, so what's your relationship with your inbox now? She said, so much more freeing. I can't wait to play in a creative way. So if that's something, that hopefully this conversation can support you with as an example, because as we evolve, we have to listen into our own evolution of our own work style, our own leadership style, our own business style, whatever that might be. And that goes for every conversation, by the way, every subject, it's the same. So if there's anything that I can support you with in regard to that, then please feel free to reach out and or ask any questions that you might have around this particular subject. And I invite you to create a relationship with your inbox in a way that is freeing and flowing, that absolutely brings out your best. So this is Annette Stanton. Thank you for tuning in. Have a fabulous day, won't you? And until next time, bye for now. See you later.